The defending champ, Ben Kelly, and his Red Bull FMF Factory Racing KTM remain perfect through 2 rounds of racing. Can Kelly keep the streak alive and make it 3 in a row here today? GNCC on MAV TV starts now.
Are you ready to go? GNCC Racing!
Hello and welcome to the 3rd round of this 2022 season of Grand National Cross Country. This is the General GNCC here at Aonia Pass Motocross Park in Washington, Georgia. Hi folks, I'm Mikey Waynes and I'll be taking you through today's racing action. As always, we start with the Specialized Race Recap. And in this one, it was the number 3 Magna 1 Motorsports Husqvarna right there in front of your screen. Jordan Ashburn grabbing that whole shot and early lead in this one. Ashburn would enjoy the lead for a while. Hey, great start to the race as well. Well, great race. Not just start, but great race by Josep Garcia, rider who had planned on racing the first, I believe, 3 rounds with us here this season. However, an injury in this race down in Florida, I believe it was a broken hand, ended up having surgery on that. He's already back home, so won't be racing, at least to our knowledge, the rest of the season with us here, but nonetheless felt right at home in the sands of Florida. But that man, the number 1, Ben Kelly, ended up grabbing a win here in this one. And how about this little battle with Jordan Ashburn? Josep Garcia keeps it rolling, and Ashburn disappears out of sight. Ashburn would hang on for the P3 on the day, but again, making it 2 in a row to start the year down in Florida, the defending champ, Ben Kelly.
It was good. I tried to make a few passes in the first lap, but I wasn't aggressive enough. I was kind of just playing it cool because I know how gnarly this race is, and yeah, about the halfway point I got in the lead, and it was nice. I had some clear track and just kept going, jumping the whoops, wheel tapping them, just trying to have fun and save energy as much as I could, and it worked out in the end. Luckily, had a lot of support out there, giving water, pouring water down our backs. Just all that makes a huge difference. So it was cool, and yeah, pumped to get another win.
Well, again, a huge congratulations to Ben Kelly on the win, 2nd win of the season in just 2 rounds of racing. Josep Garcia finishing P2 and Ashburn in 3rd. We fast forward to today, our starting line. And off and rolling, the XC1 Pro Class, a whole shot award up for grabs, courtesy of All Balls Racing. That is the 515 Gas. Tyler Medaglia, how about it? Grabbing the whole shot in the early lead, or at least he had it for a second, as a 206 KTM, a Josh Toth able to push out in front of him. And there goes Ben Kelly. So let's see what Kelly can do back there. Will look like he was in about 3rd, but now about 4th, as it is Toth out in front, Ashburn in 2nd. There is Ben Kelly back in the number 3 spot. So how long will Ben Kelly hang back there? Is this gonna be the day where we see Jordan Ashburn maybe jump up there and take his first win of the year, as he is now out in front? And that looks like, okay, Kelly into the number 2 spot, as Josh Toth falls back into the 3rd place position, at least for the moment. But we got some good tight racing out in front out of this XC1 class. There went Trevor Bollinger, good start for him. Lane Michael, and boy, tough start for Craig DeLong. Craig gonna have his work cut out for him today. Stasic whole shot award up for grabs for the XC2, the 198 Teely Energy KTM with a good drive. That's Liam Draper right there, grabbing the whole shot in the early lead. Can he hang on to it? Yes, at least for the moment. Oh yeah, speaking of good drives, how about that? As he heads into the Georgia Pines, and still the lead. The 198 needs a good ride here today. That is the 178 Babbitt's Online Monster Energy Kawasaki ride of Lyndon Snodgrass in the 2 position. 2 great riders out of that XC2 class, but boy, you talk about needing a win here today. That is the 198 of Liam Draper. So can he hang on and make it happen, pick up what would be his first win of the season here in Georgia? And how about that? Just as soon as we say it, there's Lyndon Snodgrass out in front in this one. So the Babbitt's Online Monster Energy Kawasaki rider, honestly, you ask a lot of people, a heavily favored rider in the XC2 with the absence of Johnny Gerard, but the man who's been on a mission this year, making it 2 in a row to start the year, is the Ampro Yamaha of Mike Wachowski. Wachowski in about 4th right now. We'll see if he can get around those 3 riders and get out front and try to make it 3 in a row here today in that XC2 class. Back down to the starting line, the FMF XC3 125 Pro-Am class. Low Jack Cycle Sales got the whole shot award up for grabs. Oh, and that's going to be the 421 of Sean Myers aboard the Yamaha, grabbing that whole shot. Great start for Myers in this one. Myers, I believe, coming off a 4th place finish in round 2. Maybe looking for a W here today. Ooh, a little bobble by him right there, but able to keep it on 2 wheels. That's Jason Liscomb on the Beta machine just behind him. Boy, honestly, both riders could use a good finish here today. Liscomb, a whole shot machine normally, but boy, gotta find a way to put that 3-hour race together. Just a 9th and 12th place finish in the first couple rounds of racing. Back out front with the Pro class, and it's the Magna One Motorsports Husqvarna of Jordan Ashburn out in front. Again, Ashburn comes into this one 2 third-place finishes. And all eyes, I think, on him. As we mentioned just before the race started, no Stu Baylor, no Thad Duvall. Who is going to be the man to step up and challenge Ben Kelly? There is Toth. Toth now out in front. We got some back and forth in this one. And Toth, teammate of Ben Kelly. And there, speaking of which, there goes Ashburn, there goes Kelly right there. So now Josh Toth out in front. Is he going to be the man to step up and challenge Ben Kelly this season? It has been a wild one, no doubt about it. How long can Ben Kelly stay perfect here in 2022? Who is going to be the person, the rider, to step up and challenge him this year? Certainly plenty of contenders, as talk about ruts. You want ruts? We got them here in Georgia. Well, it's a battle out front. Toth, Ashburn, Kelly. Who wants it? Round number 3. The General GNCC returns after this.
Coverage of the Grand National Cross Country Championship on MAV TV is brought to you in part by Specialized E-Turbo Bikes. It's you, only faster. And by RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready.
Welcome back to GNCC here on MAV TV. We still got a heated battle out in front. Josh Toth leading the way, Ashburn in the number 2 spot, and it is Ben Kelly in 3rd place. Take a little small gap back. We got back into the number 4 spot. I believe that is Trevor Bollinger, the 739 Rockstar Husqvarna, with Steve Holcomb in the 5th place position. Holcomb with a little checkup from the neck up right there to see who's in 6th place. That 6th place ride, the 3-1-4 of Grant Baylor. But boy, does Grant Baylor have some company behind him. That was Craig DeLong, the Rockstar Husky rider, right there behind him. And there we go. The back of the pack, Todd Kellett, the 998 Ampro Yamaha. As we go back out front now, and it's Toth leading the way. Ashburn in the 2 spot. And still, little slip up right there by, thought for a second there Ben Kelly was going to be able to overtake Jordan Ashburn as he slips in the leaves. And just as I say that, down goes Steve Holcomb on the Beta machine. And will this open up the window of opportunity here for Grant Baylor to get around him? No, not for now. But he's certainly making tracks as DeLong right behind him. And the rest of the XC1 pack now all going to be right there contending with Steve Holcomb. Keep our eyes on that one to see how it plays out. Back out front, it's the teammates, Josh Toth and Ben Kelly out in front aboard those KTMs, turning and burning. And that is not Jordan Ashburn. That is Trevor Bollinger. So Ashburn at least falls out of the top 3. Still no signs of the Magna One Motorsports Rockstar Husqvarna. That was Craig DeLong right there. Looks like Craig has gotten around Steve Holcomb. Grant Baylor still trying to find his way through and still waiting on the number 3 That's going to be Todd Kellett right there, the AmPro Yamaha. So now you got to start to wonder, did something happen to Ashburn? Was it mechanical? Here he is finally. Okay. Hey, bike looks clean. He looks clean. Doesn't mean he wasn't off the machine, though, but definitely something went wrong for Jordan Ashburn, and now he's got to play catch-up, and I got to think the XC2 is not too far behind. Yes, there is the 178 Babbitt's Online Monster Energy Kawasaki ride of Lyndon Snodgrass, leading a pack of hungry XC2 riders. And keep in mind, GNCC, hey, you're racing against the people in your class, on your row. You're also racing as everyone else out there on adjusted time. The XC2 class, several of those riders, I'd say maybe at least 3 or 4, now ahead of Jordan Ashburn, again, on that adjusted time. And then speaking of the XC2, we saw Mike Wachowski back there in about the number 3 position. Again, he comes into this one 2 wins on the season to start the year. Can he find his way back out front? These 2 guys, though, wow, putting on a clinic. It's Josh Toth out in front and teammate and buddy Ben Kelly in the number 2 spot. As the camera's got time to pan back, we're looking for P3. There it is, the 739 Rockstar Energy Husqvarna of Trevor Bollinger. So good to see Bollinger back. He's healthy and seems to be making strides forward, progress. I think before the season's up, Craig DeLong on screen there in the number 4 spot, I think before this season's up, we certainly see Trevor Bollinger on some overall podiums, and I'm throwing it out there. I think we see Trevor Bollinger battling for wins before this season's said and done. You know, keep in mind, there is Ashburn, the number 3 Magnum 1 Motorsports ride, chipping. He's got the X out. He's chipping. He's trying, man. After a little mistake by him earlier, not sure exactly what happened. We'll see how it plays out for Ashburn as this one goes on. There goes Todd Kellett. And there is the 314 of Grant Baylor. And look at that, no rear fender and no seat. Can't quite tell, but well, he's certainly missing the rear fender, and I'm thinking the seat might have been gone as well. Didn't get a real clean look at it. But gonna think here when Grant Baylor gets back around to the pits, we're probably gonna see him pull in to have his mechanics take a look at that machine. Meanwhile, the KTM teammates out in front, and here come the Rockstar Energy Husqvarnas. There is Trevor Bollinger in P3. Bollinger kind of on an island by himself right now as we pan back, and there is Craig DeLong, the 342 in the number 4 spot. So those 4 riders really kind of separating themselves from the pack right now, or at least for the moment. And there is Grant Baylor, the 314, as we keep our eyes on it here. And, boy, Grant Baylor, again, likely going to have to pull in and have that machine looked at. We'll know more in a second here. We'll see if he stops. And there is Jordan Ashburn, just... man, I'm going to say it, just not riding like himself right here. Again, not sure what happened to him a moment ago in this one, but certainly in a hot seat right now as, like we said, when the race started, all eyes on Ashburn to be that guy here this season to step up and challenge Ben Kelly in the absence of Stu Baylor, in the absence of Thad Duvall, in the absence, I can't believe I'm saying this, another one, Josh Strang. So, hey, a lot of riders hurt, and it's an opportunity for some guys who normally, as we head into the pro pits here, as guys that normally sit 5th, 6th, 7th, to maybe step up, grab themselves a podium, if not be battling for wins here. So the KTM riders' teammates are in through the pits as our Rockstar Energy Husqvarna teammates, Trevor Bollinger and Craig DeLong, now to make that little right-hander to the pro pits. And there we go. There is the 514 Rev Motorsports gas ride of Grant Baylor as his mechanics working to get that rear fender on, and got to think, looking that bike over, make sure everything is operational. And good sign right there. Grant Baylor still has a helmet on, still has gear on. Looks like he will get back out on the track. But boy, a lot of time lost. And you got to think in those situations, as our KTM riders out in front, those situations, seconds feel like minutes, minutes feel like hours to those guys. It's just like time isn't fast forward for them, and every second counts in these 3-hour races. Well, how about that for a gap? KTM guys out in front. And here comes a 739. Now he's going to make a little left hand, a little chicane right here. Is our lapper going to play a factor? Woo, no, but boy, that was close as Bollinger gets around, as does Craig DeLong. Now that was, that was the 5:28, I believe it was. Gas ride. I think that's one of our 250B riders. But boy, wanted to give him a shout out, but nonetheless, XC1 guys, again, something to keep in mind. You're out there racing your class. Absolutely. You're out there racing everybody else. Over a 3-hour time period, you got to expect your pro riders, as they do, will get into lap traffic. The B riders, the A riders, the amateur guys. And it's just an added element of running a GNCC, the added challenge out here, as Ben Kelly out in front. As my good friend Johnny Gallagher says that, what's he call it? 6'3" height with a 6'9" or a 7-foot frame, wingspan, what have you. Very unique riding style by Ben Kelly, no doubt about that. Kind of almost hunched over the front of the machine, but man, does it work for him. And you talk about methodical, almost precise. I won't say perfect, because every time I seem to give the guy a compliment, Josh Toth, he goes down. He's even said, man, you guys got to stop talking about how well I'm riding out there. Well, here we go. We're going to head into a commercial break, but boy, we have got a barn burner. The KTM teammates, Ben Kelly and Josh Toth, battling out front as the Rockstar Husky riders try to keep pace. We'll be right back.
Coverage of the Grand National Cross Country Championship on MAV-TV is brought to you in part by Specialized E-Turbo Bikes. It's you, only faster. And by RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready.
Well, as many know, GNCC is more than just pro bike and pro ATV racing. As a matter of fact, Saturday evening played host to the first round of GNCC EMTB electric mountain bike racing. Charlie Mullins comes back in 2022 to defend his national title here against guys like Nick Mackey, Cypress Gorey, all poised and ready to go in the XC1. Of course, EMTB racing features more than just the pros. We've got amateur racing, a women's pro class, youth. We have a master's class, and how about this? We have a big bore class. That's right, 200-pound plus big bore class. That's what I'd qualify for, and I guarantee you, I'd probably get last place. These guys would run circles around me. Well, as the race wore on, it was Charlie Mullins finding himself out front and capturing the first win here in 2022. And as the sun was going down, of course, that was before we had our a time change. So, hey, next round of EMTB, we'll have a little more sunlight for you guys. I promise. Meanwhile, Ben Kelly trying to course his way around some of the lap traffic finally does. As, boy, I was starting to look like a little bit of a bottleneck right there. But Ben Kelly, being the professional rider he is, the methodical, well thought out, dare I say, perfect riding? No, I'm not doing that. I'm not cursing the guy. Knock on wood. Nonetheless, solid ride right there. Solid ride out of Josh Toth here today as well, as he has fallen off the pace a little bit from Ben Kelly, but remains in that 2 position as I believe it is Craig DeLong now, the 342. Yes, the 342 in the number 3 spot. Well, you want ruts? We got ruts. How about that? The Georgia clay and the mud down there. And here comes Ben Kelly. Up on one wheel, having the absolute time of his life. Probably not even breathing out of his mouth yet. The man has been stellar here in 2022. And there you go. Making it 3 in a row is Ben Kelly. Wow, what a ride by him today. A little back and forth with Josh Toth in this one, but boy, it was a good one, to say the least. And again, looking cool, calm, and collected. Another day in the office for Ben Kelly.
Yeah, I tried to make a pass on him a few times, but he was riding good, and yeah, just had really good lines. We kind of had the same lines, and anytime he would try to explore, it'd be kind of tough and be a slow line, but yeah, I think he caught a loose rock on a downhill, and so I got a freebie pass there again, and that was cool. And yeah, then it was just kind of opposite. We were freight training with me in the lead, and I was able to slowly pull a gap there on, I think, the 4th, 5th lap and maintain it there through the end.
Well, again, big congratulations to Ben Kelly, and here comes his teammate, the 206 of Josh Toth, after a solid day here today, able to hold off, as you saw just in the backside of the screen there, was Craig DeLong. So a big congratulations to Josh Toth on the P2, and there is DeLong, and DeLong got to be happy with a 3rd place finish today, but has to wonder, boy, what if we had one more lap, maybe?
Yeah, man, it felt awesome to be back up there riding with Ben. Got off to a great jump and just, yeah, rode my own race and made a mistake on lap 1, and Jordan and Ben got away, and we just started following their lines and seeing where they were going. It was mayhem with like all the ruts and mud holes out there on lap 1. So, yeah, then I saw a couple openings and just made a move on Ben, and Ashburn got back in the lead. And man, yeah, I didn't know what to expect coming in this weekend. I was exhausted, but just rode my own race and gave it everything I had, and stoked to be on 2nd.
Well, again, a big congratulations to Ben Kelly, staying perfect here today. Josh Toth, his teammate, finishing in the 2 spot, and how about it for Craig DeLong finishing 3rd? Caught up with him after the race.
I felt good. I slow start as always, screwed up the first couple miles and was in the back, and played catch up, and finally got riding there good, like end of the 1st lap into the 2nd lap, and me and Trevor hooked up, and we were, going back and forth for a good bit, and then I got around him, and I kind of thought we were going to battle it out to the end, and he must have made a mistake and dropped off, and I kind of rode by myself there 3/4 of the way through the race, and I was getting pit boards that, I was kind of closing on Toth a little bit, so I put my head down, and man, the last lap I had a lot of fun, and I felt good, and kind of wish I started my charge a little sooner, but it happens, and you live and you learn, so I'm happy.
Well, we take a look now at our specialized race recap. It was the 5-1-5 gas ride of Tyler Medaglia, grabbing the whole shot in the early lead. How about it? Toth and Ashburn were banging bars right there. Toth would eventually find himself out in front as Medaglia would fall to 2nd, then 3rd right there as Ashburn able to get around him. And there was Ben Kelly back in the 4 position, but boy, it did not stay this way very long as both Kelly and Josh Toth would push their way to the front, and boy, it was pretty much the orange show from there. The KTM teammates, Josh Toth and Ben Kelly, they go back and forth amongst the 2 of them, but boy, as this one wore on, again, Trevor Bollinger, great race early in this one for him, sat in the 3 spot for much of the day until eventually his teammate, Craig DeLong, would find him up there battling for that 3rd place position. DeLong would eventually get around Bollinger into that 3 spot, but nonetheless, some great riding out of the Rockstar Husky guys here today. I think said it early in this one, I believe before this season's up, hey, DeLong got his podium here today, his top 3. I don't think it's going to be much longer before we see Trevor Bollinger doing the same thing, and hopefully one of those guys or both of those guys are going to step up and challenge that man, Ben Kelly, for some wins here this year, as no Stu Baylor, no Thad, no Strang until further notice. And this man is certainly taking advantage of it, and want to make it clear, not taking anything away from Ben Kelly. He has been absolute perfection here in 2022, adding those wins to his resume, making it 3 in a row here in 2022, going home with that coveted overall trophy. Big congrats to Mike Wachowski as well, taking P1 in the XC2. And again, Ben Kelly stays perfect. That's going to do it for us here at GNCC. I'm Mikey Waynes. We'll see you at the races.